New anime season, new volume, and of course, a new roster. So, what does spring 2021 hold for us? I don't know. We'll just have to take it one review at a time. Okay mga ka-lifestyle? So without further ado, welcome to Volume 4.
Hey, it's the start of a new anime season, but still here we are reviewing this anime because I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, alright? I want you to, but I am going to make this. I'm going to be as impartial as I can regarding this episode. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry. Well, a really humongous gear shift happened in this episode. Okay, I'm going to explain later. So, Luke finds himself as to why that gear shift happened. And before he was able to realize that, Romin and Gakuto realized that first. Final scene, they're all happy. Everyone's happy, of course. But Luke wasn't able to find maximum cards. Okay? Eh, kung di ba naman gago sila, alam naman niyang hindi na mabubuhay ulit ang mga maximum monsters eh. Sus Mariano, umasa pa sa wala. Ay, nako. Overall, it's a really good episode. Okay? It was a really good episode, especially the duel. As expected. Okay? The pace, medyo fast-paced siya. Okay? Even before the duel happened. Okay? Well, I was surprised myself. Luke was about to punch Yuga in the face when Yuga told them that he's not going to enter the tournament. Alright? So this triggered the entire episode. Right? This triggered the entire episode. Now, don't get me wrong. It has a good pace, okay? It has a good pace. The flow, okay? I said just a few seconds ago. Yuga announced that he's not going to enter the team battle tournament. So it leaves Luke, Gakuto, and Robin to form the team. So kasi 3-on-3 ang kailangan. Kasi teams of 3 ang kailangan. Nagparaya na si Yuga, right? This is probably the biggest gear shift of this show so far, right? Well, honestly speaking, Yuga doesn't need to join such a tournament, right? He is the father of rush duels. Okay, everybody knows it. Everyone in the world now knows it. So doesn't have to prove himself again. Alright? So, he'll just be content now to support his closest friends. Yan. Si Luke, Gakuto, at si Romin. Yung mga barkada niya. Right? He'll just be in the sidelines. Inaalo pa nga siya ni Luke na maging manager nila eh. Now, the plot, galing. Right? Magaling. I really, that near punching incident, talagang, whoa, ano to? It gave me a jump scare actually. It gave me a jump scare. Then yung nakalaban ni Luke na naka-astronaut costume. Why did I have that disturbing feeling when I saw these three? Alright, it's good as part of the plot. Okay, it's part of the plot. And, again, overall, it's a really good episode. Right? It's a really good episode. A great way to start off our spring review season. Okay? So, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 42. Two thumbs up. Thumbs up. if okay, let me take this moment to acknowledge that classic field spell Luke used in this episode. Mountain. Alright? It really takes me back to the Dual Monsters era. Kasi dun unang nilabas yung card na yun eh. Ang Mountain. The way I recall its effect, if you activate that, all Dragon, Winged Beast, and Thunder monsters will get a 200 attack boost. Okay? All, and I mean all. Even the monsters on even your opponent's monsters will get that effect. Okay? So brings me back to the days of how basic the game was back then. And now I'm very sure they're going to put out a rush dual print of that card. Like a classic siya, right? And Mountain comes cheap these days kasi if you're just starting out and if you want to build a dragon deck, get that card. Okay? Madali siyang i-acquire, madali siyang bilhin. Talagang super mura siya these days. Kaya talagang throwback moment. I really experienced a throwback moment with that card when it was used in this episode. Whew. So again, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 42. Thumbs up. Two thumbs up mga ka-lifestyle. Well, I can't wait for the next episode. It has been teasered. Looks like Yuga's gonna have his fill of this co-sponsored tournament. Siguro yung makakalaban niya sasali. And well, bala kaya na siyang gawing practice. Bala kaya na siyang gawing practice opponent. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. Una sa lahat, welcome back, Moriarty the Patriot. Grabe. It's probably the first time that, it's the pilot of season 2, so it's now Sherlock's turn to start it all off. Okay. Wow. Is this Irene Adler a mystery or what? Okay. Mukhang worthy opponent to. Okay. She looks like a worthy opponent to not just to Sherlock but also to the Moriarty brothers. Okay, kila William. Pero final scene. Oh, okay. Moriarty and his gang have made their move already. Okay? Hindi ko na sasabihin kung paano. Panoorin nyo na lang. Overall, it's a great pilot. Okay? In typical Moriarty the Patriot fashion. Galing. Right? I like the pace. Okay? I really like the pace. Sherlock Holmes is up against not just a former actress, and she's also a con artist. Okay? Na napakita niya sa episode na to. Napakita niya sa pilot. She pretended to be the king of Bohemia because she wants to be with Sherlock Holmes. Ooh. Ooh. You know, kung ako masusunod, gusto ko rin siya makipagtagisa ng gulang kila Moriarty rin eh. Right? I want to know how she stacks up against the Lord of Crime himself. Okay? So we'll probably see that here in this season. The flow. Yeah. Okay. The two most important gear shifts of this episode were Adler showing her true colors. Alright? Pero unbeknownst to either Sherlock or Watson. Right? Kumbaga, Sherlock doesn't get it yet. Or does he? Or does he? And, well, the second gear shift came when, well, during the final scene. James bumps into Irene Adler. Switches in that letter. Okay? Nang hindi nalalaman ni Irene. Nalalaman niya, tumingin na lang siyang ganun. Para may, ayun. A letter from William James Moriarty himself. Okay? It has his stamp. Alright. The plot, well, if this sets the tone for the entire season 2, well, I am now compelled to be more objective on reviewing each episode. Tandaan nyo mga ka-lifestyle, this is a 13-episode run. Okay? This is a 13-episode run, season 2. So, we'll be seeing more what you call this? Talagang pautakan ng this is a, well, what can I call it? A three-sided battle of wits between Sherlock Holmes, William Moriarty, and Irene Adler. Okay? That's the way I see it. Okay? That's the way I see it. Whew. Grabe. Ganda ng pilot. It's a great pilot. Like I told you guys, in typical Moriarty the Patriot fashion. Moriarty the Patriot isn't a member of the inaugural Lifestyle 10 for nothing. Okay? There's a reason why I included season 1 in that inaugural lineup. Meron siya talagang mananamnam mo ang bawat episode ng season 1 nun. So, I'm expecting season 2 to be the same way. So, Moriarty the Patriot second season episode 1. 2 thumbs up and a big toe. Yeah. 2 thumbs up and a big toe, guys. Wow. Okay. I am so glad this anime is back. We didn't have to wait 1 year, 2 years. Nah. Okay. It was announced in early December that it will have a season 2. So, pinuto nila at 11 episodes. Parang bitin pa nga eh. It was supposed to be a 13-episode run. They initially announced season 1 as a 13-episode run, but they reduced it to 11. Kaya pala, siguro, minove nila yung supposedly final 2 episodes to probably the first two episodes of this season. We don't know. Okay? We don't know. But the way it looks, the pilot, wow. Mukhang mamumukadkad na naman sa deep dive factor ang Moriarty the Patriot, just like season 1. Kasi it's the way I see it. Based solely on the pilot. It's the way I see it. We're going to sink our teeth in really deeply again with this anime. Like one person in another streamer's chat said, Moriarty the Patriot is fire. That was season 1. But I'm expecting, right now, the way I look at it, I'm expecting season 2 to be more than that. Kasi it's now a 3-way battle. It's now a 3-way psychological battle. Okay? Hindi lang si Sherlock at si William Moriarty ang magtatagisan dito. May papasok pang pangatlo. Ayan. It's Irene Adler. And she's an American. She's an American female. Right? You can probably compare her now to like she's probably the Mata Hari of this show, right? She's probably the Mata Hari of this show. So, I'm I'm expecting. I will be expecting big things from this run, from this anime's new run. Okay. It's gonna be worth my time. It's gonna be worth my time reviewing. So again, Moriarty the Patriot second season episode 1. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up mga ka-lifestyle. Well, next episode has been teasered. Just the title. Alright. So, sino na ba? So, tatlo na silang anime sa roster na to na title lang ang tiniteaser. Moriarty the Patriot, Higehiro, and the 7 Deadly Sins. Silang tatlo. Alright? Wonderful. But anyway, if you're a true anime fan, you wouldn't have any complaints about it. Just wait for the next episode. This is going to be the first time I'm actually going to review a what you call this? A comedy romance anime. Alright. It's a new one. And well, so far, it's the pilot. The 2 main characters of this anime meet. And in the final scene, right, Sayu is giving a vocal send-off to Yoshida, okay, the male lead, because he's going to be late for work kasi medyo late na siyang nagising, right? Yeah, it really felt like a comedy romance anime. Overall, it's a good start. It's a good start for this anime. The pace, well, it is a romance anime, so talagang I'll be expecting every episode of this one to be slow, okay? But not to the point that it's going to. But well, this particular episode didn't bore me to hell. All right, there were absolutely funny moments, and I kind of quite related to Yoshida, okay, the male lead. Talagang typical siya, typical single male siya. Although he's 25, okay? 25, living alone, and all of a sudden he meets this 17-year-old runaway girl, and he takes her in, and probably was a good decision kasi ang galing pala sa bahay. Ang galing pala sa gawaing bahay, right? The flow, yeah. Well, the first gear shift I saw here was him taking in Sayu because talagang it's late at night already, and to think he was drunk. He was his mind was clear enough to make that decision, to make a very risky decision, right? Then another gear shift came when he decided to buy some things for Sayu. Bagong may kama, bagong damit, right? That's a gear shift, okay? For a comedy, well, it's also, you can say it's a dramedy, right? You can say it's a dramedy. Siyempre, may mga ganong gear shift, right? Especially in live action. Well, in anime, it's no different. Okay? And well, the plot, well, like I said, it's a good start. Okay? It's a really good start for an anime such as Higehiro. So again, overall, it's a good start for this anime. So but I won't keep my hopes up because it's just the pilot, and it's my very first time to review a comedy romance anime. Okay. So, Higehiro episode 1. 1 thumb up muna. Okay? 1 Bottom up muna. Bakit? Bakit mga ka-lifestyle? Well, it's not as when it comes to the comedy part, it's not as spontaneous as Your Lie in April. May mga comedy parts din doon, nakala nyo ba? Sa Your Lie in April, meron din doon. But it's not as spontaneous as Your Lie in April or mga comedy, let's say, Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches, or even K-On! Yan. It's not as spontaneous. I kind of expected those lines to be uttered kasi from Sayu, kasi medyo talagang I felt that she was a spoiled brat in her 6 months ago when she ran away. Before she ran away from home. I felt that by the way she talks to Yoshida, nakalata ako talaga na spoiled brat to eh. Right? Despite her expertise on housework, right? Pagka-spoiled brat to. So, nahalata, na-figure out to sa mga pinagsasasabi niya in the first 2/3 of the episode, actually. In her first several conversations with Yoshida. Okay? And but Yoshida's reaction is what made it really interesting for this pilot. Okay? So it made it really interesting. Kasi here he is, a 25-year-old single guy, office employee, corporate employee, whose life suddenly got turned around because of this girl. Right? It's an almost uncommon occurrence kasi. Kunyari, I am single, but I'm not 25 years old. If 25-year-old me encountered this kind of a problem, I probably would have reacted differently. Alright? I probably would have reacted differently. So, Yoshida gave me some tips on how to react to such a situation. Such situations. Okay. So, well, may deep dive factor pala ang anime na to. But I wouldn't keep my hopes up yet. I really want to be as objective as possible when it comes to Higehiro, because it is my first time reviewing a comedy romance anime. It's my very first time. So, well, cut me some slack, guys. Cut me some slack, mga ka-lifestyle. So again, Higehiro episode 1. Bottom up for a while. So, wow. Nitik pa na mag-teaser ang anime nito. Just the title. And it'll only show you scenes from that episode lang. So what do we do as anime fans? Well, wait for the next episode. Okay? Wait for the next episode. Wow! Grabe yun! After 12 episodes of war, Meliodas is back, baby! Alright, so grabe ang grabe ang nangyari sa episode na to. Alright, Meliodas was fighting the mental front, Ban naman and the other deadlies in there. Ban mostly on the physical front. Now Galter had to cinch in some magic of his own, just to let Meliodas know that the other deadly sins are still alive and well, are still fighting it out. Well, eventually, both Ban and Meliodas they finally killed the Demon King. That was the final scene. Alright? Grabe. That was what a way to cap off a 12 episode war. It's a 12 episode war. Wow. Nobody does it better than the 7 deadly sins when it comes to supernatural battles, okay? Battles that transcend both heaven and hell. Okay? Overall, you can see it's one of the best mid-season episodes in recent memory. Okay? The pace, talagang it was a rather fast-paced episode. Okay? Kasi the animators had to show the two fronts of this battle almost simultaneously. Okay? I agree with the pace. Okay? I totally agree with it. The flow. Alright. So the biggest gear shift came here when Meliodas out of the blue shows his new skill, Trillion Dark. Grabe. It's so powerful. Not even the Demon King can withstand it. Okay? Kahit yung tatay niya, hindi kaya. And, it served him pretty well. Van and Meliodas defeat the Demon King. Grabe. Well, I'm hoping right now that Meliodas will gets to use that skill of his in the real world. Lakas nun! And of course, the plot, they carry over from previous episodes. It all culminates here with the defeat of the Demon King. It's just a culminate. It's just another culmination of sorts. Kaya well executed yung plot. Okay? Well executed. Grabe ang episode na to. What a way to cap off the first half of its run. Okay? It's a good way to cap off the first half of the run. You know, it was a 12 episode war. It was a 12 episode war. What a way to cap it off. So, the 7 Deadly Sins Dragon's Judgment episode 12. 2 thumbs up and a big two. 2 thumbs up and a big two. Alam nyo, in all my years of being a fan of the 7 Deadly Sins, this is probably one of my favorite episodes. Grabe ang ginawa ni Meliodas dito. I think it was the first time that he actually used that skill of his, yung Trillion Dark, and I think he was probably reserving it for his own father, just in case all legal means have been exhausted, and he still isn't the Demon King. He might as well kill his own father for it. Pero for good reason kasi he totally disagrees with what his father has stood for. He has been screwed out of his life, right? Kasi being with eternal life has a downside. Okay? He gets to see Elizabeth die over and over again. Right? Imagine what that can do to a normal brain. Right? Masisiraan ka ng ulo. Okay? So we can call it sweet revenge for Meliodas. Alright? So first half of its run is done. Well, I hope there will be what you call this? I hope the second half doesn't break the momentum the first half started, right? But overall, this is one of my favorite episodes. So again, the 7 Deadly Sins Dragon's Judgment episode 12. 2 thumbs up right? So in usual in typical 736 fashion, just the title. So let's just wait for the next episode and watch that one. Nakaka-intrigue, ha? Alright. As if the Tokugawa era never ended. Right? And you now have this female lead character who's part of a vigilante force during that time. Okay? If this weren't set during the 1930s, I might have called it a cyberpunk anime, because it actually felt like one. Right? It actually felt like one because the setting is we're in the middle of a dystopic society, and the lead character is out for revenge, even as so much as to sell her soul to the devil. Alright? Wow. Final scene, yung anak-anakan niya is trying to kill her in her sleep. Right? That's when the episode ended. We do not know if it was successful or not. Wow. Alright. Overall, probably one of the best pilots so far this year. Okay? Well, it's one of the best pilots this spring 2021. Okay? Galing. The pace, I like the pace. Okay? Considering this is a pilot, kasi usually animators would take the slow pace route for a pilot. Right? Sometimes you would find it boring, and some anime newbies would actually judge the entire anime based on the pilot. Right? Bad idea. The pace is understandably fast. Okay? Because the lead character, si Yukimura. Yukimura is her name. I don't know why the anime's name is Joran. Right? Maybe we'll find out later on. So Yukimura is living a fast life because she is a vigilante. Okay? She is a vigilante. So yeah, the pace is a little bit fast for a pilot. The flow. The only backstory I saw here was the final scene, right? And a few lightning fast backstories, right? That blended in well with that did not disrupt the pace, right? And of course, well, the plot. Okay, the plot was it was well executed. Because there were a few lightning fast backstories, kaya okay lang. Okay, okay lang. And wow, okay, it sets the tone for this anime. It really sets the tone for this anime. It is a period anime, but it has really dark overtones. Okay, sa pilot pa lang, alam na natin. So, expect this anime to be a dark one, and medyo supernatural eh. Did you see the blood coming out of Yukimura? Hindi puli. Okay? Asul. Blue. Alright? I thought, ano ba ito? Maligno? Grabe. Alright? Looks like I am up against a really dark, a really somewhat complicated, but judging from the pilot, it's going to be a really good storyline, right? It's a really good pilot. It's a really good pilot. You just have to open your mind a little bit to fully understand the plot. it's a really good pilot. So, Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood, Episode 1. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. It's the first time I've heard of Bakken Record. I have no idea what their track record is, but based on the pilot of Joran, wow, they know their stuff. They know how to they know how to really create a dark anime. And one thing that can complicate both all three aspects of our review is the lead character's demeanor, si Yukimura. Antisocial siya eh. Except for yung anak-anaka niya, right? Playing this little sister act na may inaalagaan siyang bata. And wow, it's the first time I've seen an antisocial female lead character. Usually, very sociable ng mga female lead characters. This Yukimura is entirely different. Okay? She's antisocial and alright. She has this problem with men. Right? She has this problem with men. Okay? But it was the pace was considerably fast for a pilot. I'm not saying it's good, but judging on how the storyline is being told from the pilot, I could totally get the pace. Okay? I could totally get the pace. And I heard that Joran is a 12-episode run. So, yeah, can factor in that kasi 12 episodes lang eh. So, medyo the anime Bakken Record has to pick up the pace when it comes to telling Yukimura's story, right? And how she ended up this way as a really dark vigilante. She's actually part of a vigilante team nang tinutumba talagang yung mga corrupt na tao, right? It's quite relatable, right? Corruption abounds in the world right now. Yeah, and to think this is also a period anime because it's set in the 1930s. So maganda yung mix ng backdrop, ng characters. Wow. Okay. I think I'm going to have a good time reviewing this anime. Right? It's not wrong to engage in these kinds of animes. After all, I could see the deep dive factor in this anime in future episodes. Okay? Ako may nakita nga ako. Talagang those really quick backstories really made me think it. The pilot has that deep dive factor. Kaya binigyan ko ng 2 thumbs up. Right? But overall, it's a really good pilot. If not one of the best pilots of spring 2021. So again, Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood, Episode 1. Thumbs up. So, walang teaser, no? Walang teaser about the next episode. Style B-Stars. Style B-Stars. Ni title wala. So, we'll just have to wait for the next episode and deep dive into that. Well, there was improvement, alright? There was this... Alright, the moments of terror became somewhat funny for me, alright? Yoon's boss's robot faced this pterodactyl, right? And it was no match. But they did distract it so as to, well, it kind of stayed on the ground for quite a while. When it decided to fly out, suddenly dropped from the sky. It's dead. Right? Now, speculations have come out. Even May's research came out. Yoon's speculations of these dinosaurs emitting radio waves. All right, radio waves from an organic life form. So all these speculations and theories have come out. Now the final scene, right? It's a bit more disturbing than the pilot. The sea is all red, right? Hindi mo masasabing red tayo. Sobrang lawak naman ng pagkapula ng tubig, right? And from the water came these pterodactyls flying out of the water. Dami. Okay, it's a swarm. It's a swarm of pterodactyls, which they now call radons, because based on the studies after that incident, it emits the element radon. It is a radioactive element. Okay, it's dangerous to humans. So they're just coming out of the water, right? Wow. It looks a lot like the apocalypse is starting to happen. Okay? So overall, it was better than the pilot. The pace, well, what you call this? It took pointers from the pilot, from episode 1. Except for, of course, the battle between that robot and the first Radon, the first sighted Radon. From there it was rather slow, because this episode was trying to feed us with all the information that came out of that incident, whether true or false. Okay. Tolerable. Okay, the pace was tolerable. The flow, yeah. I think the first gear shift here was that Radon just dropping from the sky after wreaking havoc in that town fiesta. I call it fiesta. I call it a fiesta here. The last gear shift, of course, is the final scene, right? There's a lone fishing boat amongst a sea of red. And all of a sudden, these radons suddenly come out of the water like they were migrating or something. Right? It's a little bit disturbing. In one scene, there was Yoon and his co-workers found a painting which depicts exactly that. A painting from several hundred years ago, which now leads me to the plot. Okay, so according to this painting, when the sea turns red, the beast of end times will appear, along with those pterodactyls, okay, those radons. Parang mukhang nagkatotoo propesiyang ito, because the final scene was like that. It was a sea of red. It was a fishing boat, and these fishermen just saw these radons coming out of the water, flying out, and all of a sudden, isang buong batalyon ng mga radon ang nagliliparan na sa ere. Right? That's ominous. That is nothing short of ominous. So overall, it's a good episode. Better than episode 1. It's better than episode 1. So, Godzilla Singular Point episode 2. Yeah. One thumb up. Right? Bakit? Bakit one thumb up lang? The pace went from fast to slow, then to fast again. Right? It's non-typical of a Godzilla show. Right? Like I said before in the last review, I've seen a lot of Godzilla movies in my lifetime. In my life. Right? It would usually start out with a slow pace, or it would start with a disaster. Talagang malaking disaster. And they just copied what they did in episode 1 when it comes to the pace. Okay? But it was, well, they could have done more. They could have done more. Kasi nalaman na lang natin dito, more of these Radons showed up dead. After flying out, they suddenly dropped from the sky. Okay? They could have done more to pick up the pace a bit. Mid-episode at least. Okay? And I don't know, I'm still not used to this kind of storyline for Godzilla. Kasi this is a totally different storyline from the original Godzilla. Okay? Studio Bones and Studio Orange, the two Bones and Orange are actually the two animators of this, two animation studios involved in this. Well, halata naman na Studio Bones because of the traditional animation. Halatang Studio Orange because of the CGI. Right? Well, we all know. Studio Bones' major work right now is My Hero Academia. We all know them as the animators behind My Hero Academia. Ang Studio Orange naman, of course, they're behind Beastars. And we all know what kind of how good the animation is there sa Beastars. So they took it there. Maganda yung CGI niya. Okay, maganda yung CGI niya. But the traditional animation needs a little more work. But enough of that. Back to the story. So, yun nga. They could have done more when they could have picked the pace up a little bit mid-episode. Alright? Medyo i-tone down muna nila ang mga slice of life stuff. Right? Because looks like the apocalypse is about to happen, as depicted in the final scenes. So, yeah, a lot of people are on edge because of what happened here. So, a lot of, pterodactyls are just falling out of the sky. Parang like they've been shot down like some seagull or something. Pterodactyls falling out of the sky. Okay? Dinosaurs are supposed to be extinct for millions of years already. For millions of years. And all of a sudden, a fleet of pterodactyls suddenly fly out of the water, fly out of that sea of red. Right? If that's not an ominous sign to you, I don't know what is. Right? So they could have picked up the pace a little bit more. Para to drag the viewer into the final scene. Ganito mangyari dyan. Alright, speculation. Then all of a sudden, they could have depicted more of these Radons falling out of the sky. Yun, maganda. That can pick up the pace. Alright? Not just the one that caused a ruckus in a town sphere. It's not just that. Sana they depicted more Radons falling out of the sky in other areas naman. Hindi yung pinakita na nila bangkay na. Deads na. Alright? Sana pinakita nila na that these Radons are just falling out of the sky like from starvation daw, or even from exposure to the modern sky. Lisa na yung mga resistensya nila. they could have done it that way, to pick up the pace and to let the viewer know that something is coming. Okay? Something is coming. So again, Godzilla Singular Point Episode 2, Montama. Okay. So again, title of the next episode has been teasered. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, all we have to do is just, well, wait for the next episode, right? Just wait for the next episode. Let's see if we can, let's see if the next episode can do better than this one, right? Whoa! Well, una sa lahat, welcome back, Shaman King! Grabe! You know what? I have seen the original series, alright? And when they announced that they're going to completely reboot this anime according to all the 35 volumes of its manga, I thought, oh hell yeah, let's review this. Because I knew I am going to get the original story. Alright? Now, the pilot, it is really far from the pilot episode of the original series. Talagang wow. Okay? So that means I really need to watch this with a completely clean set of eyes. The eventual best friends, Yo, tsaka si Manta, nakakilala. Well, madalas din palang mabuli itong si Manta. So, it's Yo to the rescue. Final scene, yun nga. Well, or so it seems. There's another shaman. and his guardian spirit's name is Bason. Right? I completely forgot the name of that shaman. Pero we all know what happened in the original series. But anyway, overall, it is an awesome pilot. Okay? I can also say that it's, well, one of the best pilots so far of 2021. Yung pace for a scheduled 52 episode run, I like the pace of this one. Okay? I like the pace. Kasi they are completely retelling the Shaman King story according to the manga. Okay, according to the manga. They're sticking to the manga as close as possible. So, yung pace medyo it's a mix of slow and fast. All right? To completely call out to the current generation of anime fans to become to give this reboot a chance. Parang ganun yan eh. Yung flow, well, there are only two gear shifts I see here. The backstory behind Yo and How. Okay? Well, talagang bagong panganak pa lang si How, talagang may guardian spirit na siya. Which is a rarity among shamans. The second gear shift is, of course, Amidamaru accepting Joe's offer to become his guardian spirit. Yun ang sipa dun. Yun ang malakas ang sipa dun. Alright? That alliance probably will trigger the reboot. Okay? That alliance triggers the reboot. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, that gear shift is the trigger to this reboot. Okay? The plot, ganda! Okay? Ang ganda ng plot. Well, first part of the episode, a little backstory time as to the circumstances and events that happened when Yo and How were born. Si Hao nagpakita na ng guardian spirit. Nagpakita na ng kapangyarihan, and well, it's anything but clean. It's anything but clean. So, well, 13 years later, of course, lumabas na si Yo. Right? Then, wow. Okay? Eventually, him and Amidamaru became allies. And of course, may papasok na naman bagong shaman. Okay? The one the bully he faced to what? Para ma-respakan si Manta is Ryu. We all know. Who eventually became a shaman himself. Pero, yun lang. I don't want to spoil the current generation of anime fans about Shaman King. Ito lang tandaan nyo. Shaman King is one of the best mangas of all time. And it's and the original anime, galing. Kung batang 2000s ka, you know what I'm talking about. Alright? So, yeah, overall, it's a really awesome pilot. Arguably, one of the best pilots so far this year. Okay? So, Shaman King 2021, Episode 1. 2 thumbs up and a big toe. 2 thumbs up and a big toe, guys. Alam nyo, it's been 20 years. Okay? It's been more than 20 years since I've seen the original Shaman King. Pinalabas pa sa GMA to. At tinutukan ng buong Pilipinas yan. Right? The entire Philippines almost went crazy on Shaman King during that time. That was about 99, 2000. Mga 2000 pinalabas yan. Talagang tinutukan namin yan. Tinutukan namin. I don't know how they're going to drive at the climax of this reboot, but hey, Studio Bridge has said that they're going to follow the manga to the letter. All 35 volumes of it in this reboot. But in case you don't know, Studio Bridge is also the animation studio of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Alright? So, in this roster of mine, dalawang animes na ng Studio Bridge ang inire-review ko. And I assure you, I will review both of these animes well until next year. Kasi ang Shaman King reboot is 52 episodes. So, we will be seeing this well until spring of next year. 52 episodes yan. So, 52 weeks is 1 year. 52 weeks is 1 year, in case you've forgotten. So, we will be reviewing this reboot for a whole year alongside Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. So, dalawang Studio Bridge yan. Another creation of Studio Bridge is Talentless Nana. Right, I wasn't able to review that because dami pagpipilian. But I heard it was a really good anime. Talentless Nana. So, I think so far Studio Bridge is doing a splendid job for the Shaman King reboot. Okay. The animation is a bit. Well, the animation is a bit closer to the original series, okay? But the storyline, personally, I don't remember this kind of a story in the pilot. Kasi talagang iba yung pilot nun eh. Ibang-ibang pilot dito sa reboot. So, that means talaga Studio Bridge is living up to its word. It's keeping its word to stick to what the manga was, to how the manga told the story. Alright? So, personally, I'm excited, but don't worry guys. I'm going to be as objective as possible when it comes to the Shaman King reboot, right? Like I always do, but I can't help it. It's an awesome pilot. Okay? It's an awesome pilot. Shaman King came back with a bang with this pilot. Okay, so sulit ang oras. Sulit ang oras ko. So, Shaman King 2021 Episode 1. 2 thumbs up. Alright. So, well, it looks like we got another anime that only teases the title for the next episode. So, abay, tumutok na tayo. We still got 51 episodes to go.